So I have never liked Joe Rogan. I haven't. I've always saw him as he's a useful tool, just like Candace Owens is. But his podcast today, he has Dave Smith on, and almost the entire podcast is either, well, pretty much carrying on about um, the cop and George Floyd, and how basically what Joe Rogan is showing is that the left liberals, they never change. Upset about deportations because people aren't getting due process. I don't look. You broke the law when you came in here. So shut up, Rogan. But see, that's the reason why him and these people get these podcasts. People use that term liptards. There's a reason. But then he didn't even go that far. Then he's carrying on about, why are cops pulling people over for speeding tickets? And, it's just a revenue maker. It is. Here's the thing that the idiot Rogan doesn't know. Or maybe, I don't know how he doesn't know it. But every major city. I mean, I have a brother-in-law that's a Chicago cop. He's never pulled anybody. No Chicago cop has ever pulled anybody over for. They have red light cameras for a reason. That does all that. They have too much shit going on in the cities. My brother-in-law said he's never in his entire career has ever pulled anybody over for a traffic violation. So, how Joe just leaves that out because he's just pushing that. Cops, they're just trying to make revenue. Yeah, the small towns, I'd say, yeah, they do. They make revenue off of it. If you're not following the laws, whatever. But in the cities, there's a reason they have the red light cameras everywhere. So this is the way what they do. They're going to move back to this place. They're starting to act like ICE is bad, the police are bad, and they are pushing the division. See what I mean? Like they pivoted. People that are popular, like Rogan, pivoted. And again, Rogan wasn't even smart enough to get on board with Trump a long time ago. It took him all the way up till the day before the election. So everybody that carries on about how smart Joe Rogan is, that's just baffled me. Like, no, he's just a tool. He's a tool, just like Candace Owens is a tool, and there's a ton of other tools. And they will have all of their followers because they will push the talking points that the communist revolutionists want to be pushed. And then he had to, along the way, make some statement about, and the pictures coming out of Gaza with people walking around with their babies and their heads are cut off. I'm like, you fucking liar. Sorry, but I'm sorry for being vulgar, but I would have said that straight to his face. You're a effing liar. Those pictures that have come out of Gaza from day one have been so doctored and manufactured. I'm not saying there's not war going on there. There is, and war is ugly, okay? But believe me, those pictures are doctored. Why didn't they ever show you the pictures that came out of Israel, that what they did to the Israeli babies? Because you can't see that. There's no social media that would let you see that, but pictures and all these pictures about with these children and stuff in Gaza, you can't put together how that's propaganda. That's the reason they let it go. It is, because you know what happened in Israel, right? They cut babies' heads off, but these radical Islam terrorist group, they'll do anything. Look at ISIS. They behead people. They enjoy to behead them right on camera and then send it to your loved ones. They're animals. They're monsters. They're demonic. But did you ever see any of the pictures come out of Israel? No, because the public wouldn't have been, first of all, been able to handle that. So every time you see these bullshit things coming out of Palestine that are severe, like, trust me, that it's doctored, it's wagging the dog shit. And then Rogan, the useful tool he is, wags the dog some more by saying, it's just so upsetting to see this father carrying his baby and the head's blown off. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Joe Rogan, like you're such a you're such a useful tool for that your handlers pay you. I mean, that's what he gets paid big money for. Why look, who is Joe Rogan? But some WWE guy, or what is it, USC, whatever it is, the fighting stuff that he does, the show, he's the show person or the host. Oh, he was on Fear Factor. I mean, he's just nobody. And people think, oh, he's so smart. No, he's just, how can you be smart when what you sell out for is bullshit lies? Because this is where they're going. Because, listen, they do not want deportations. Because again, what you have to remember, what is the goal? Got to remember what the goal is, because believe me, I've learned from the Bill Ayers and the stuff they say, and the Saul Alinsky, and the goal is always the revolution. Even if you have to pivot momentarily or step back momentarily, you still always move forward towards the goal of revolution. So they were always going to get to the place where they carry on about the deportations. No, they broke the law by coming in here. They did. They broke so right there, it's like, no, go back. You don't need this crap. They want them to have due process, because then they are stuck here for years and years and years, and finally they'll just be let go into America. They will. We're done with that. I'm done. I'm so fucking done with that. That is not putting, he was ripping on Holman. It's like, you know what, Joe Rogan, but that side is not about Americans first. It's not about Americans first. But these two spent most of the podcast carrying on about the cops, carrying on about, touched on Gaza or Palestine, carrying on about how Chauvin, because I think Trump is going to give a pardon to that police officer. And yet here's the part too with the George Floyd bullshit that of course the useful tool Rogan leaves out, and that's that he says, well, the autopsy said that he died of fentanyl, but there wasn't that much fentanyl in his system. It's like, that's what he died of, Joe Rogan. It's on the autopsy report. Okay, so he's playing with this, because he's like, let's pull up the picture, see how he's on his knee. First of all, the useful tool Joe Rogan doesn't mention is that what Derek Chauvin, that cop, the move that he was doing with holding him on the ground, nobody liked seeing it, right? But there's a reason they kept showing it to you over and over again, because they wanted to enrage people. And then this useful tool, Joe Rogan, says that's how that organic movement got going. Are you kidding me, you jerk off? Are you kidding me? That was not organic that went on. Oh, it was far from it. It wasn't even close to organic. But what Derek Chauvin, that cop, did, it was in their police manual. They were trained. And there's been cops that have come out, Minnesota cops, or Minneapolis cops that have come out and spoken on his behalf and said that after that happened, they took the manual and changed it. Yeah, that's how much they set him up. Because what he did was something he learned. But what the media did with that was they showed it to you over and over and over again, and he did not kill him. He didn't. He was alive. He died because he had fentanyl in his system. He had meth in his system. That is what the autopsy showed. And yet the useful tool moron Rogan carries on about how, why didn't other police? They're rehashing this. I mean, if anybody watched that podcast, that's what he's doing, because he's a liberal. And again, his goal is the revolution, which is the takeover of America. Destroy America by race, destroy America from, the cops against the blacks, or the whites against the blacks, destroy it by demoralizing us, that we can't deport people that came here. If you ran into this country, you came illegally. We have a process for asylum seekers, and running across our border is breaking the law. So you do not have a right to due process. You need to go back. You've already broken the law blatantly. Never liked Rogan.